Hey guys, gals. This is the little last indie that coming out with before August. There'll be one more in August, which is a version of the tab indicator. But I gotta wait for the coder that I use to come back off vacation. So what we're gonna go over is the TA confirm indie, basically how to use it and set it up. About nothing common. It doesn't matter if DLL's in there or not. Inputs should be standard, just like it looks like on the screen. False, false, 505, 0.3, false and false. Colors, when you go here, will be a couple changes. Just go to none for the first one and none for the last one. Then go to levels and just delete them out. Once you've done that, hit OK. It should pop up on the chart. Big lines like this, what I've been doing is just hold your mouse, drag it down, make it small, and that will get it on your chart. So how do you use it? This is for trading axis trades only. It's not for anything else, so don't go crazy with it. And it's for a fully qualified trading axis trade. Sometimes people will get into a trade and they're just excuse me, and they're just not sure if they want to take the trade or not. So this is gonna hopefully help you, give you a little peace of mind on it. I did forget one thing, reverse the colors. So let's go back in there, indicators list, blah, 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 blah. For colors, we want to switch, I'm doing lime and red, make it easy. Reverse the colors real quick too. There we go, so now it looks good. Okay, so basically you're just going to be lining it up. I'm trying to keep everything color coordinated. Whenever you have a fully qualified TA trade, then you can use the confirm to help you out maybe with a decision if you're unsure of it. So let's run through and just see. First one here is a nada. Second one is it hit the cog, it hit a prime number, which a prime number is our weakest reason for pullback or reversal. So I would have definitely passed on this. You always want some kind of confluence when you're using the prime numbers. They're there just to help create confluence, basically, and they are your weakest reason for reversal, especially during the US session. During Asia, that's a different story. But that would have been a pass, but you did have a full confirm there. If you see, unless you had a super great entry, it would have been a loss. Keep going. Down here, we have one. So we have monthly pivot, weekly low, daily low, so that would be confluence. It's also just touching the Bollinger Bands. We're overbought, oversold, and we get the confirm. Now, if you would have jumped in it early, too early, it probably would have been a loss. So guys, keep in mind, just because you get the confirm, I want to show you it's not perfect. Nothing is. When you're doing technical trading, nothing's going to be perfect. Well, when you're doing trading, nothing's going to be perfect. There's always going to be that exception to the rule because the market's completely random. But with decent entry, sorry, God, with decent entry, you should have been able to get a squeak an ITM out of that. It's cable, so the spread's relatively tight. Let's keep looking along. We get another confirm here. And there is, so we would have gotten alert, overbought, oversold. You would have seen confirm, but there's no reason to take the trade there. There's no confluence reason. Moving along again, we get another one here, middle of the cog, ignored. It's not core qualified. And moving along here, again, not core qualified. We would have just ignored this alert. Let's look at the next chart. See if we can get anything else out of that one. I can't believe I'm yawning so much. Daughter's worn my ass out. Okay, so let's go along and we're just going to look for overbought, oversold that the confirm pops with. Ignore middle of cog, ignore middle of cog, not core qualified. Moving back down, we have a red, nothing here, middle of cog, ignore. Again, right here, this candle broke one prime level. No, I'm sorry, that was monthly S2. It didn't quite breach the Bollinger Bands, and the candle for entry would have been difficult. It would have been a pass for me. I'm guessing I wouldn't have been able to get entry. If I could have got entry up here above the monthly S2, I might have considered it. but most likely I would have passed because if you look, we had a trend going up. If you look coming up to this candle, we had, this is about when it comes out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So out of the 12 candles leading up to that, 10 were green. I mean, that's when you kind of want to stay out of crap because we got a waterfall going on there. So just looking back, if we would have seen that, it definitely probably would have been a pass. Let's continue on. We have another full-blown one here. And again, what was it? A daily S1 with, it looks like another waterfall leading up to it, so that would have been a pass. These are summer trading conditions, guys, so remember, they're kind of hellish. We got one coming down here. It broke monthly S2. Overbought, oversold, and a confirm. And it reversed nicely, but not core qualified. It may have been back then, but since it's not core qualified, we would have just passed. But remember, the center of gravity adjusts itself. So even if it did look core qualified before, it's not now, so we would have passed. But I just want you guys to get the idea on how to use the indicator. This one, I was watching, and it was core qualified because I jumped all over this one. It was a nice little trade. Monthly S2 was broken. Bollinger Band was also broken, and it was at the time in the center of gravity, but the strong upward move here pushed out the center of gravity after the fact. So this would be a great one. You can see the 3s there for the little summer trading system. I did remove the 2s, just FYI. I'm just leaving the 3s on. Not nearly as many, but it's summer, so I'm trying to get just higher probabilities, and I'm not too worried about volume of trades too much. And the last one, it goes up, and it does. Strong upward movement to here. I mean, you can tell summer's just difficult because we get a candle size that's larger than expected, but then they go back down to the average candle size. It touched the weekly high, daily high. It actually pushed the weekly high and the daily high up. Didn't have it. This would have been a pass because I was afraid with the previous history that it was going to waterfall a bit more on me, but it reversed. I had passed on that one. That was just about an hour ago. Hopefully that'll give you an idea of how to use it. Again, it's not 100%. Don't rely on it like crazy. But when you have a fully qualified trade, then it's fine to use it. I mean, don't be afraid to use it. It's just another little thing there to help you out on making your decisions. So don't be afraid to use it. I just want to make sure and do the settings for y'all. Good God, I don't need to do videos in the afternoon. I want to make sure and do the settings for y'all so you can see how to use it and what it looks like. Tomorrow should be a pretty decent, well, not a pretty decent day. The one thing I'm seeing is ranges are starting to expand, although cable is still pretty horrible, if you want to know what I mean. Here's the daily low, daily high. In total, this thing almost only moved barely 30 pips up and down all day, so that is an extremely tight range. But it was actually worse than that. Last week it was growing a little bit. So as that range gets a little bit bigger, we'll see more movement out of the market. So hopefully everything will work out a little bit better. As the weeks come on, we should see bigger ranges, more pip movement during the day, and that means more trades for TA. Alright guys, have a good one, and I'll post this up as soon as I get a chance.